Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are calling me, watching me from. This is me, your brother, your friend. You might see me right here on the show. I'm sorry that we are starting a little bit late today as a result of traffic issues, that is happening to our guests. And I felt, okay, rather than we just waiting and waiting, let us just start with the show. Then the moment he comes in, we can bring him live to the show. Before he comes in, we're going to do a lot of talk, a lot of explanations, and a lot of messages that you guys sent me. I'll just try to explain to you guys how far I've gone. Last week we discussed or we talked about the poultry farming in Edo State, and our guest yesterday, who is Dr. Teslim Fatola, actually came in and gave us a vivid explanation on how we can start a poultry farm and how we can be able to benefit from it. And he also make it to understand that it is profitable, but it's capital intensive. And I would say that gave us a background on where we are going to now, what we intended to do. Right now, today we're going to talk about the pig farming, which I think is another very lucrative. It's an oil kind of, it's a blood money, like we normally call it here in this part of the world, because of the massive revenue that it actually accrued to the investors. Now, let me quickly talk about the 1,000 acres of land at Ogbogyobo community in Ovia Northeast local government area of the state, which we have been planning to actually acquire for this project. Right now, like I said, you guys sent me on an errand, and I've been able to speak to the owner, which is a professor in University of Benin, and also talk to the community, per acre, 150,000 per acre, which I think is quite very, very cheap, and it's quite considerate. The 150 per acre, then we have to do we have to write our deed of transfer by ourselves, which plus or minus at the end of the day we might end up having it for 170,000 per acre of land, which is 4.5 plots of land, which I think for me it was quite good. That's the least they said they can go. So we are now set to, having know the price, we are now set to not take the bull by the horn and then do the needful. Those of us that are interested, like I said in my previous videos, should please contact me with Diaspora or contact Niger Watch, so that we can put everything in motion to see how we can be able to put the resources together and purchase this parcel of farmland we can be able to use for this initiative that we have been working on. That is one of the things that I need to say right now. 150,000 minus the deed of transfer, which is one legal document that is very, very important that we can use, when it comes to buying properties from either communities or individuals. Because they're going to give us what we call an allotment paper, but the allotment paper must carry a deed of transfer, which will be written by a lawyer to back up our claim or our ownership of this said plot of land. So that is just the news on that. It's 150 right now. That is the price. The price that is said it can go. The lowest they can go is 150,000 per acre of land. So right now, guys, the ball is not in our court to now decide on what we really want to do. I've done my bit. I've gone around town to solicit for the best possible ways in which we can invest, our money rightly. I've taken out time to go around these communities and speak with them. Money have been spent, transport have been spent, time, energy, and all people put in it. With the little time that I have, have been able to do much. So it is not left for us to decide on what we need to do if we have to continue with that very particular project, or we are trying to put the project aside. And we have to know something also, that the land is not going to wait for us forever. Okay, it's not going to wait for us forever. You're going to take a limited time. If we don't come in, someone else who actually have the need for the land can come in and take the land over from us. So the ball is in our court to take a decision right now. That's the truth, guys. Like I said, I've been running my own private farm. It has been working well. Now I'm going into my, real estate business. Go to launch. Yeah, guys, I'm going to launch my estate, Stockholm Mega City, on Thursday. I'm going to do a rally around town, the town of Benin City, and going to share flyers. We're going to have jingles on the social media space, just to create awareness on the newest, the baddest, and the more organized estate developer in Benin City right now. That's the Stockholm Mega, powered by Kempo Construction in the US, and Retable Nigeria Limited, which is an IT company, and Oga Agent, which is a marketing company, and my company is Candia Crystal Global Nigeria Limited. So these are the three companies that are pioneering this very particular estate. So I want us to also know that this is going to be a one tough time, for us. So Thursday is going to be the day where I'm going to officially put to bear all that I've been doing behind the scene. All this while. It has been very hectic. It has been so strenuous, time consuming, and a lot has gone through it. But I thank God that it's becoming a reality in the next few days. Okay, guys, I want you to support this great dream of us. Let's make it too great again by supporting the diaspora, farm village. Let's also support the Stockholm Mega, city, which is an estate that we are planning to build to actually accommodate those of us that are from the diaspora. Okay, guys. So it's going to be one of the best. It's going to be one of the best with the features that we are putting in place. It's going to be one of the best, and I'm going to promise you guys, they're going to be one hell of an estate that every one of us is going to be proud of. Just the same with the farm. Also, we're going to be proud of the farm because we're going to see something we've never seen before. If we can be able to muster out this very particular project together, we need ourselves to put this together. Okay, we need ourselves to put it together. So if you are interested in the farming, please get across to Mami Diaspora, get across to FVC again, Najawash, and get across to Israel Samota. Let's come together. Let's see this work. Let's see how we can make it a great again. Let's see how we can build a new Edo that every one of us will definitely, be proud of. Okay, guys? You understand now? So that's one thing that I think we can do right now. While I'm still waiting for the guy, we can continue talking. I can just play a jingle that we are working on for the estate. Please just watch this jingle, share. Let's support one another. Let's make this dream a reality. Let's build a home, a city of our own that we all can return back to and say, yeah, this is, we are proud to be an Edolite. I'm proud to be part of this project. You can be a partner. You can also be a landlord in the estate. It's free for all. It's created purposely to actually create, a very different atmosphere for every Edolite, even no Edolite, to actually come in, and invest. It's an investment opportunity that we are creating for every one of us. Okay, guys? Just you see this jingle that we just did right now, today.
This man!
trendybeats.com.
Waiting happen. Just pity this guy. Who be that one? Who be that? One of my neighbor. He go buy land, and the land when he buy, they don't first sell land for one so their man. You see beating when they beat this guy since. The more they tell them say, I don't know, say they first sell land for now. The more they beat him. That guy, if that guy feel make a reach Christmas, God help
No. Ose, you know this. Ose, you be bad person. No. Ose, you are a very bad person. Ose, no. Ose, you mean to tell me say you never hear of Stockholm Mega City? You never hear of Stockholm Mega City? The number one and the fastest selling estate right now in Benin.
Stockholm. Now stockfish.
No, not be stockfish. Stockholm Mega City, and they come with sweet facilities like 24 hours power supply, central water system, CCTV on all major roads to make sure body fuel. Baba, let me shock you. Hey, guess what? Guess. See, Baba, you know, say for this festive period, Stockholm Mega City, they don't slash all their price. Plot of 1 million now, they don't slash that down to 700K. So not just with that one. No. See, as you buy one plot for 700,000, you dey get one bag of rice, you dey get groundnut here, and you dey get Christmas fowl.
Wait.
Stockholm Mega City, they for Urerin community for Upper Airport Road, Benin City.
It's not even far.
It's not far now. See this one.
It's not far, safe.
Not be smart. It's not far.
But man, they go now later now.
No wahala.
That matter I tell you just now. That matter I tell you just now.
Which of them?
You so therefore beat that my neighbor. Okay, I beg not tell anybody. I beg.
Okay, no. You know, say I know the. You know me. I don't.
You know, money. I thought that's for that plot of land there.
You know, I don't like gossip. Yeah, I don't like gossip. But when I have an information that will benefit my neighbor, I don't hesitate. Hey, Mama Keshi, I been now. Well done. Hey, Mama Keshi, you hear say so that beat was a neighbor. They too beat him, they break his leg. You know. Yeah! Okay, yeah! Hey, Jambu, Alpha. You hear say so that beat was a neighbor. He they break his kidney, they too beat him. Not tell anybody. Okay.
Yeah, guys. Okay, guys, you saw that. So that is just a clip of one of the clip. One of the clip of of the numerous jingles that we are producing just to sell this very particular estate. And the moment we are also ready with the farm, we're going to do a lot of publicity on the farm. And like today, I spoke to other bloggers, who we want them to help us, actually sell this whole idea to other those in diasporas and other well-meaning Nigerians who are really willing to come in. Let me check. I think it's here now. I guess it's here now. I guess it's here right away. Yeah, Doc, you look small today.
No be small. Hold up at Upper. So I was just trying to beat the traffic so that I can get home on time. I was in a farm since morning.
Okay, you went to farm today?
Yes, I went to do a triple vaccination for one farm. So
okay.
Yes. Well done, sir.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Before you came, I was just trying to, because like I said, we had 1,000 plots, 1,000 acres that we are trying to buy at Bogyobo. No, I was just telling the feedback, on what how far I've gone with it, and also trying to tell them about the estate that I'm launching on Thursday. So I'm going to be in the city of Benin on Thursday to launch my estate in Stockholm Mega City. Yeah, so that's where before I saw you in, I said, okay, let me just quickly bring you in so we can start off.
Okay.
Last time we talked about the poultry farm.
Yeah.
And we've seen that the poultry farm is lucrative, but it's capital intensive.
Yeah.
And also very time consuming and very tricky also. If you are not careful, like I said, I'm into it, so I can easily, give the people a first-hand experience,
Information.
yeah, of what we've gone through in the last few months last few months that we'll be doing that. And people are still willing. A lot of people called me after the show. They had issues with their little poultry farms and all that and that. And I said, this is why we needed a cooperative farming. I won't have a cooperative farming. It's easy for doctors to come in. Now, if you are going to go and check 200 birds, the cost you're going to give the patient, the same cost you're going to give to me that is having close to 6,000 birds.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
cannot be. You see that now. So that's where the issue. People live in the same
Cluster.
cycle. It's easy for you to just walk in there, and at the end of the day, maybe you collect, little or nothing from the person just to save the day. Now today we decided to go into pig because a lot of people are saying, okay, we need to talk about pig farming. I said, okay, let's talk about pig farming today. Can you? I know pig farming is not rare in the north. Do they rare pig farming in the north?
Yeah, they do.
No, they do.
They do. Yes, they do. But it's not as common as in the south here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So can you just tell us about the entire pig farming team? Please drop the question why he's trying to just give his own narrative. Why are you asking questions, guys?
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Fatola again. I'm here to talk on pig farming. Like we all know, pigs are omnivorous animals. When I say omnivorous, that means they eat anything you give to them. Anything eatable, they eat. So, which makes it more easier for people to raise. It's not as intensive as that of poultry. So what you need in pig farming is just to get your land, then you build the poultry pen, the piggery pen, where you house them, depending on the capacity you want to have. Because, pigs, they are very, very, how do you call it, productive when it comes to giving birth. One sow can give you up to 13, 14 piglets. 13, 14 piglets. So, and the pregnancy is not that long. It's just 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. So after another 1 or 2 months, she's on heat again for you to serve with another man so that she will conceive and then give you another one. So a pig can litter like an average of twice in a year for you. Some can go as early as maybe like 3 times, depending on how you serve the sow on time. So, but averagely twice in a year, they will litter for you. So if a pig, you have maybe let's say 6 sows now that are pregnant, a sow gives you average of maybe let's say 6 piglets to 13, like that. So if one set of 6 sows gives you, they can give you average of 36 piglets at just one go. So when you have 36, before you know it, they grow up. You will be looking for space to keep them. So that's why I said you need to know that they are highly productive. So when you are going for pig farm, you need to have land so that you can expand. Because within 1 year, you will be surprised. If you have 10 pigs, you'll be surprised. You can have up to 100 within less than 1 year. You have 100 pigs. So you need to, their building is not that just the normal building, but you need to partition it into rooms for them. You build it like a hall, and then you partition each of the you partition it into rooms for each piglet, each pigs, so that one sow can be in a room, another sow in the next room, then maybe the male can be in another room. So you separate them like that, so that when they give birth, they will be there in the room alone. But if you mix them together with other sow, When one gives birth, the other one might be eating the piglets. The other one might be eating the piglets up. So you give each sow to a room. Then when you are doing the partitioning, you create a feeding trough inside. There's how we do it with a block where you put food separate, and then you create another, like a small pool for the pig. We call it wallowing pool. It's just a small that the pig can sleep inside comfortably, because they are so oily. Their skin is oily inside, so any small heat, they'll be uncomfortable. So that's why people call them dirty animals, because they always wallow in mud and all these things. It's not that they are dirty, they are only trying to cool off their body, because once you have small heat from the environment, their body starts getting heat up, and they will not be comfortable. So they'll be looking for where to cool the system. So that's why you create each of the rooms, you create a wallowing room, wallowing pond for them, so that they can lie down inside the pond when the weather is hot, to be cooling off. But those that are not, they did not provide for those ones, they go outside on their own, look for a dirty place or mud to just go and sleep inside. That will be cooling them down. So that's why some people call them dirty animals, but they are not actually dirty, they are very clean. So you create that too. Then you can create a tap inside the pen for them to be drinking water. There's a nipple type of just the way we do in poultry, the nipple type of poultry. There is one for pigs too. You just plug it to the wall so that they be drinking clean water from this. When they just put their mouth, water goes into their mouth instead of them drinking dirty water. They can drink clean water from the tank direct with the nipple. But the only disadvantage here is sometimes, pigs, by the time they start putting their mouth, they break it. Well, one needs to be replacing it regularly for them. So that is just the housing system for pigs. So you can build a lot of the rooms like that, so that when you need to expand, when you have a lot of pigs, you cannot be sharing them into each of the rooms like that. So like I said, if you build something like that, when they give birth, the what's it called? The pigs, when they give birth to them, there are procedures too in nursing them. The first 3 days of their life, you need to, they call it immunization actually, but actually it's not a vaccine. It's just an iron. It's iron injection that you give to them 3 days after their life, because since the mother we are raised on the concrete floor, they don't have access to soil. If they had access to soil, that's when they pick up iron from the soil. But since they don't have access to soil, they are on the concrete floor. You need to give the piglets iron injection so that they don't come down with iron deficiency anemia, because it's very common with piglets. But those that are on the that are roam about, those ones can pick the iron from the soil. As they are digging the soil, they pick iron from it. So those ones can pass it from their milk to the offspring. But those that are on the intensive care system, you need to give them 3 days after they were giving birth to. And we also cut their canine teeth. The 2 teeth that comes out from up and down, you need to cut it so that the mother can be giving them breast milk conveniently. Because as they are giving birth, you have those teeth already out. Not like they are just going to come out. They are already there. So when they suck, they may be using the teeth now to injure the teeth of the mother. So the mother will not want to feed them well. So, but when you cut it, it gives the mother more comfort in nursing them. So you nurse them like that for 8 weeks. The mother nurse them for 8 weeks before you now wean them from their mother. When you are taking away them from their mother, you call it weaning. You wean them and put in another separate room so that they can now be growing. So those ones now you create another kind of feeding into very rich nutrient for them. Since they are no longer suckling, you now create winning mash for them so that they can also grow faster. From winning, then they become a grower. You call them grower, from grower to guilt or adults before you now start serving them. So it takes like 7 to 8 months for them to become matured. From 7, 8 months, you can start crossing them, a female, or the male can start crossing the male too. So that is that about the pig stuff. But their feeding is not that too like that of poultry. They can eat anything, but eating anything doesn't mean you can just give them any grass or no. You still need to give them something that is very rich that makes them gain weight, because pigs are sold in kg. For those that are consuming it, they sell in kilo. They sell in kilos. So the more the weight, the more money for you. So you feed them well so that they can gather more weight for you, so that by the time you sell a 50 kg pig, presently they are selling a kilo for 900 naira. So 50 times 900, that means one pig will cost like 45,000 for you to buy one pig that is weighing 50 kg. So they are feeding. You can mostly around here they use Guinness waste from the
I think he's having some network issues there.
collect that one.
Carlos, I think your network is a little bit okay.
And somebody is trying to call my line, so that's why I'm cutting the person off. Okay.
I can see that.
So yeah. So the spanking, you buy grain, then you buy PKC along with it, then you add some salt. Then for the piglets, when you wean them, you can add a little of soya milk to all this combination I'm telling you. So that makes them grow faster too. So basically, feeding pigs is not that intensive like that of poultry.
So we are really having network challenge from your side, sir.
So
I think somebody is actually trying to call in to his phone. I think so.
we
I don't know if you can hear me, Dr. Teslim.
once you can get one trip in a week or
you know hearing you okay.
I'm back now. Hello.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So when you get the Guinness feed regularly,
can you go over again on the feeding of the pig? Well, did you hear that? Because it was like then you were
okay. Like I said, the pig's feeding is not that intensive or more expensive like that of poultry. The major thing that most farmers around here use is the waste from Guinness. We call it spent grain. So, and they sell in a tipper load to farms. So when you get, if you can get a tipper load weekly or twice a week, your farm is good to go. So with that one, you can add PKC, palm kernel cake, to it, and a little bit of salt. So you sprinkle a little bit of salt to it. That you can be giving the adult ones to eat. But the ones that you just win, in addition to all those ones, you can add soya bean meal to eat. Soya bean is proteinous, so it's very rich. So when you add it to it with the PKC and the spring grain to the winners, so that they can grow faster. Within 6 months or 7 months, you should be able to get 50 kg weight or above. So that's the feeding regimen for pigs. That's if you want to really fatten them up. Those are the major things you use. But like I said, they are omnivorous. Anything goes. They can eat plantain peels, banana peels, cassava peeling. When they pick cassava, the kanda at the back of cassava, they can eat that one. Then what is it called? Plantain leaves. There are other grasses that they eat. Then pawpaw, cabbage, carrots, anything you can gather from all these vegetable markets, they can gather them and still be using it to feed them. Because sometimes you can run out of this PKC, spring grain stuff. So you can use that one to still feed them for some time. But not that to give them much weight like that. They won't build more weight with only those ones. So if you feed spring grain and co, yes, in addition to all those ones, they can eat and then get more weight. So that's for feeding pigs. And like I said, pigs, they are very hardy animals. They hardly fall sick. So what you just be doing is your routine thing, deworming, normal vitamin and co like that regularly. Once you do it regularly, you have no issues. Your pigs hardly fall sick. The only thing we don't pray for is this African swine fever that has no cure yet. So we don't pray it comes. When it comes, one needs to just sell off the pigs immediately. That is for swine fever. That's the only disadvantage in raising pigs. If not pigs, they don't have issues.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
Can we castrate?
Yes, you can. Yes, we do castration. Yes, we do for the males. We do castration for them, and you don't use all your males to be crossing there are particular ones you castrate so that they grow faster, so that you can sell those, or you fatten those ones up and sell. The one that you want to be using for breeding, you can keep those ones separate. So the castration can be done. Castration can be done once the pigs are 8 weeks above. You can start castrating them. 8 weeks above, you can castrate them. So that makes them to even grow faster for the males. Yeah.
Now, another question sent to me says, what is the major?
That what?
The major challenges to pig farming? What are
the major challenge? The major challenge is the food.
Challenges.
If the food, the spring grain food, that's the major challenge. But if you can have access to it regularly, you have no problem with pigs. Then apart from the African swine fever that I'm talking about, the African swine fever is a viral disease that has no cure up till now. So those are the two major challenges. Apart from that, there are no challenges. Your pigs will be fine.
Okay, somebody has said, what about the area of vaccination?
Like I said, they call it vaccination. The vaccination is iron injection that they give to them when they are still young. when they are still young. Apart from that, the vaccination for pigs in Nigeria is not something that is constant or something that they really do. It's just that iron that is the major thing. Once you feed your pigs well, you are okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Guys, the boys you are called right now, you can throw in your questions. They are certainly giving us all the details, even the cost of the kilo of pig meat right now, which is now and all that. And so you have to, lay on the table. It's not your question that would have to learn something from what you said. So, if you're interested in the pig farming, please why not drop your questions. So we're put them in the that are going to give us a very answer. Yeah. Uh, I remember someone once told me that when the pigs also have this kind of cholera disease, like the
They have
piglets,
what? Yes.
cholera, the piglets.
Is it cholera or we call it diarrhea? Kind of.
Yeah, diarrhea. Yes.
Yes, yes, it's
That if you
diarrhea.
don't take care of it, it can be very disastrous for
Yes,
the piglets.
it can be. So, but if the mother was well fed when she was pregnant, you hardly get those kind of thing because the immunity she will pass to them, they hardly get what we call piglet diarrhea. So, but once you even notice it on time, there are medications you can use, and it's just antibiotics. Once you give antibiotics to them, they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Once on your mother just ask you, how much does it take to grow up to go and pick one?
We've not really quantified it, but it's not something that is that expensive. We've not really, because based on like the spent grain now, a trip of spent grain, a tipper load of spent grain, average day now is about 60,000. Depending on the distance of your farm from Guinness, some sell as high as 70,000. Then some is 60,000. Those that are even close to Guinness, I think is less than that. So with that, with the PKC and other things, you can be using to feed the pigs. Sorry, sir. That you can be using to feeding the pig. We have not really quantified it like that.
I think he's also having a network issue again, guys. Please let's just quickly drop our questions fast as much as we can, so you can be able to deal with them quickly before the network starts failing. We're not going to spend so much time. Your picture, your video is frozen, sir. You can same way there, Adams. You can get Dr. Teslim. Just write me, and I will give you his contact. Same way there, Adams. Just write me, and I will give you Dr. Teslim's contact. Okay. I don't want to drop his contact on the social media space because he didn't give us that permission. So what you do, just write me, and I will give you his contact so you can get in contact with him privately. Okay, so this is what we talk about right now. See, we in Nigeria family, we are doing a lot to actually better the loss of our people. This kind of information we bring to your doorstep is very rare. Okay, guys, but what we are doing is just to make sure that every one of us get the best of our time living abroad and being able to come back home, invest our little resources, to actually skyrocket ourselves. To I will advise that this question. I think I will advise this one very clearly. If a beginner who, depending on your capacity, particularly the land space, the land actually determine the number of pigs you're going to start with. If you have maybe you have 3 acres of land, that's quite a massive one. So that you can start with maybe about 10 pigs, at a blow that can take you to maybe 200 or 300 pigs in a year. If you have that, a high massive area of land. Okay, so if that can be workable, if you have that high massive area of land, guys. Okay, so that is okay. But if you know your space of land is quite small, you can start with as low as 2, 3. Like you said, say from between 6 and 13 piglets are being given birth to twice in a year. So if you have 1 pig, so you have a possibility of having between 12 and 26 piglets in a year. And based on its own explanation also, the entire process takes about 8 months before the next pig can excuse me 1 minute. Sorry, guys. Between 12 to 26 pigs, and it said with 8 months period is when their maturity, comes into play. So within that 8 months, you now have so much pigs in your farm with 1 pig. Okay, so in 2 years' time, you're already running into 30 something pigs. So if you have 10 pigs, in a year time, you're running 200 and 100 or something pigs. Okay, so what does pigs have a particular look at this question. So does the pig have a particular area one can do pig farming, say like river area, dry area, or anywhere can go?
Anywhere can go. Anywhere can go for pigs, but it shouldn't be a residential area.
Okay, so somebody that was the next question. Say somebody that said, "What about the smell? How do you avert the smell?"
Well, there's nothing one can do about that smell. There's nothing one can do about the smell. The smell will always come, but it can be minimized if you have where you are putting the droppings. Since if you don't scatter it around the whole farm, there's a particular place you go and dig, like a pit, that you'll be dumping the whole droppings there. So with that, I think you should be able to minimize the odor.
And the droppings are not as much as that of birds. I don't think so.
No. It's not as much as pot. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Any other question, please? Yeah, somebody asked a question before, which I was dealing on. This question:
Okay.
So, how many pigs would you advise a beginner to have for a start?
Well, for a start, depend on how you want to expand. You can start with 8 sows and 2 boa. A male is called boa, a female is sow. So you can start with 8 females and 2 males.
So that can go, but that also depend on the land space that the person have.
Yeah, the land space and your the capital you want to put in buying the pigs. Some people will say, let me start with 5 female, 1 pig, 1 male. So it just depend on you. It depend on your projection on number of pigs you want to have within 1 year.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So any other question here right now? What about if we decide to not do like a community farming like we are having now? We are planning right now. So what is the
Yeah.
advice for you to give when it comes to pig farming?
Come again.
We are planning a community farming.
Okay.
So I said, what is your advice you want to give to us, and if you want to go into pig farming, when it comes to community farming like this that we are planning to start up?
Okay. Well, everybody will be on their own, but it will all be in a cluster. It's been a cluster system. So, but everybody will have his or her own pen. Everybody has his or her own pen, which is something that is good, especially for the sperm grain issue. When they know there are a lot of farms around there, the price of the sperm grain can even go down because they know a lot of people will be buying the sperm grain around there. So that will be a good thing for the sperm grain matter, because you can always get it regular when they know you a lot of people will be around there buying the sperm grain, and the person that is even going to supply will be happy that it is only one route, not that I'll go to Sokoto, go to Niger and come back to. So but if like the distributor that they give like maybe 5 trips in a day, all your trips can go to one particular place instead of going to other scattered places like that. So I think the cluster farm is something that is welcome.
Somebody is asking. They said if when you already have the pens built up, so how much do you think one can have to start for at least 10 pigs, which is 8 soa and 2 boa?
So
That's what she meant now.
okay, if you are buying adult pigs, we call them gilts for the female, then still boa for the male. The gilt is a pig that is ready to serve, as in they are ready to breed them. So those ones, depending on the breed, you have different species of pigs too. I forgot to talk about that. You have different species. We have the large white, we have the landrace, we have the duroc, and we have the ones that are mixed with among the major ones. But those are the major 3 species within Nigeria. But the landrace is even very scarce. But the large white is the commonest one you see in any pig farm. So like
Sorry.
Yeah.
Which is the best if you want to go into pig farming?
Large white. Large white
The large
is the
white.
commonest one.
The one
Yes,
that
it's the commonest one that is.
12 to 15 a breast.
Yes, 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 with erect ears like that. Ears
Yeah.
are not erect. Yes, so those ones we call them large now because they are very big. So if you with the large white gills, some sells as much as presently maybe 70 to 100,000 for one. It's not as expensive like this before, but because of the last African swine fever episode that happened like 2 years ago, so the farmers that were able to survive it are now hiking the price because there are few people that have pigs to sell, so they are now hiking the price. So between 70 to 100,000, you get a sow that is ready to mate to buy. Then a boa is usually like 5 to 10,000 naira lesser when you want to buy them. So if you want to start with 5, let's say 5 to times 100, 5 times 100,000, that's 500,000 already for the sow. And then maybe let's say 60 to 70,000 for the boa. So you have, let's say you need about 600,000 to buy those animals. And about 600,000 to buy those animals. It can be lesser, but that's the ideal, the average thing that you can get now. Then with the trip, like I said, a trip of the spent grain is 60 to 70,000. Then you buy PKC, you buy soya and all those ones. So plus and minus, that's just it. So you need to
So
buy
you are exactly saying that plus or minus, if we have 2 million naira right now, plus or minus, if we have 2 million naira right now, we are already set to start a pig farm. You know,
yes,
with
yes, yes.
five soya and two boa. If
yes.
already have a pen set up.
A pen, yes, yes, yes.
So guys, that's it. I think that is quite cheap. That is quite workable, and we can easily do that. I can even, suggest that we can cluster the entire 1,000 acres into 500 for pigs, 500 for maybe 300 for pigs, 200 for fish, 500 for poultry, because poultry has more. They take more space because of their pens and all that thing that we built for them. So with that, we are good to go to have a farm village in that community, guys. Okay, those of us that want to go into fish, want to go into pig. Somebody's asking, I say, what is the cost of a pig? He has already said that now. It's about 100,000 for the large white, and about 10,000 naira lesser for the boa. So he has already said that, because somebody's asking this question again.
That what? Come again.
He said, what is the cost of a pig? I said, you've already answered that.
Yes, I've answered that.
Yeah. So that he has answered. So any more? Because you just came in now. You've been on the road, so I was just calling. When finally get it, so we can allow him to go and take rest and also have time for his family. Any more questions, guys? So maybe next Sunday again. I don't know if you'll be chance. We can talk about goat herding. That's if you have chance.
Hopefully, but I'm not too sure yet. But hopefully.
Okay, so it's going to give us feedback within the week. So this is a wonderful information opportunity to go into agricultural sector in a cooperative manner. Yeah, that is what is actually, that's what we're actually working towards. To have this thing, cluster in one place, it will reduce the stress. Doctor, just like you said now, the feeding will come in, just like the same thing with poultry. Because one thing I found out that is this: I spoke to hybrid. What they told me was this: if I can be able to be buying 600 bags in a week, they'll be supplying us in the farm.
Yeah.
So when they supply to the farm, they're going to supply around 4,000 plus. We sell at 5,000 and above. They will buy 5,000 and above. Up to 6,000 right now. For the layers and the grass and whatever. And even the starters are even more expensive. Okay, yes. So if we not have this cluster farming, like a cooperative farming in the place, we can go and register with the cooperative. We will not get a full load of all these feeds into our farms. Then from there, we can now dispatch based on our contribution to buying them. So see, there will be a reduction in the cost also. Instead with the feed. Somebody asked a question. Sir, just check this before you go. Okay. So how long can one tree feed 10 pigs? 2 weeks, 1 month, or lesser?
You said?
That's one trip grace from
for how many pigs?
which is 8 and 2.
2. They can eat it for more than 1 month.
That's the 10 pigs can eat it for more than 1 month.
Yes, for more than one month. Yes.
So this we are spending, let's say, about 100,000 naira, or let's say 150,000 naira for more than a month.
Yes, it's
To
only
feed
more
them
than that. Yes.
I think this is quite cheap. Maybe
Yes.
I didn't get this information before I jumped into farm. Maybe I would have started with people. You see, this you guys are having today that we didn't get when we're coming in. You see, nobody gave this platform that I'm giving today to actually contact Mommy Diaspora. Uhehi, contact Mommy Diaspora. She will give you more details on that. Yeah, they're asking a question now, which I want you to answer, but I'm going to leave you in the next answer. I promise you that 5 minutes I'm going to leave you. But
Okay.
so I want you to answer. So what does it cost to have him in our team to get this state? NEPA does that again.
NEPA does that again as usual. Niger.
So what does it cost to have him in our team to get this state on demand or on a monthly basis? So
to get what?
He's asking. Somebody is asking now. Like I said, we have a team who is a corporate, and they're saying,
okay,
is it going to be you're going to jump into the team to be part of us, or on a monthly basis, payment? That's what she said. So what does it cost to have him in our team to get this starting on demand or on a monthly basis, or to get this state on demand or a monthly basis? So they are giving you the two options: state on demand, which is going to be part and parcel, or on a monthly basis. That state on demand means when will they need you, or on a monthly, putting you on a monthly salary. So that's what he's saying. So what does it cost? I'm going to say that the average cost you think you're going to cost us to put you on the cooperative payroll.
Well, it depends on the. Yes, I can hear you. It depends on what the number of people involved.
Your network is a little bit bad right now.
Much farms you can. The farm, the price each farmer is going to pay will be lesser compared to, like, let's say if you have 10 people on the cooperative edition, the 10 of them might not share what maybe 1 or 2 people will be paying. You understand? So it depends on the number of people on the cooperative farm. Then you cannot split it so that I will know what. But for now, I cannot say this is how much I will charge.
Yeah. So what you just said is that. Yeah, I get you. What you just said is that if we are 20 in the cooperative right now, then we're going to sit down and have a discussion as to this amount we'll be paying per month. Then that will not be shared among the 20 of us.
Among the 20, yes.
Yeah. So when we agree, we'll not say maybe we're going to pay 15 naira per month. The 15 naira will not be shared among the 20 of us who are involved in the cooperative. Okay, you guys, you got that. I think that's also another a good offer also for us. To have a standby dog who is going to be there maybe every day. We can just take it from every other job that he's doing right now and just ask him to early morning drive to the farm, stays in the farm, in the evening drive by. We'll give him an office there so he can be able to be there and do our jobs. So when we have 20 or 30 persons having a farm, I don't think he needs to go anywhere anymore. So we would have locked him up, with work. He will just be in the office there and be able to take off all our needs, and that will also be beneficial to us than we put him on the state of demand, because state of demand might be a little bit tough or risky when he lives in town and our farm will be in another community. I know what I'm talking about when I run that, because right now it works for me. He said, "Will the drug be inclusive in the service?" I don't think so. I don't think so. Drugs are being
drugs are bought by the farmers. Yes.
The only thing that it does, not the drug. The drugs we buy them is different from the entire process. That's our own. I think that's what I think. And like you said, pigs, it's only poultry that actually get a lot of drugs. Poultry that actually get a lot of drugs. Not pigs.
Poultry, pigs can go for 5 months without even taking anything apart from their normal deworming.
So guys, please, the last question now. This is already 1 hour. We need to let it. Okay, if no more questions, I want to say thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for having me.
We'll be expecting you. Next week, if you can, let me know.
All right, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, guys, thank you for today. This is the much we can take today. We believe strongly that by next week again, if he's going to come and tell us how we can be able to also rear goats. What I'm doing now is just to give the entire information out to the people. Before you guys came in, I said we have been able to talk to the community that owns the lands, and they agreed. I met with the prof, and they agreed to sell the land for us for 150,000 naira per acre without the deed of transfer, which will be done by a lawyer. So maybe at the end of the day, I don't know how much the lawyer is going to take for that, because they normally take based on the cost. Maybe at the end of the day, they're going to take maybe 20,000 naira, 10,000 naira on top of whatever we are paying, for the land. So we're going to have maybe between 160 to 170, like I said, from the onset of this video. So if you are still interested, please contact Mommy Diaspora for this very particular. Yes, it's available, 100% available. He's my doctor, so I know how to push him around. It's going to be available if you want to start. So we just need to get everything right. Then we'll kick off as soon as possible, guys. So
this man.
trendybeats.com.
Waiting happen.
Just pity this guy. Who be that one? Who be that? One of my neighbor. He go buy land, and the land when he buy, they don't first sell land for one so their man. You see beating, where did they beat this guy since? The more they tell them say, I don't know, say they first sell land for now. The more they beat him. That guy, if that guy feel make a this Christmas, I'll go help.
No. Ose, this. Ose, you be bad person. No, Ose, you are a very bad person. Ose, no. Ose, you mean to tell me say you never hear of Stockholm Mega City? You never hear of Stockholm Mega City? The #1 and the fastest selling estate right now in Benin.
Stockholm. Now Stockfish.
No, not be Stockfish. Stockholm Mega City, and they come with sweet facilities like 24 hours power supply, central water system, CCTV on all major roads to make sure body fuel. Baba, let me shock you. Hey, guess what? Guess. See, Baba, you know, say for this festive period, Stockholm Mega City, they don't slash all their price. Plot of 1 million now, they don't slash it down to 700K. So not just with that one. No. See, as you buy one plot for 700,000, you dey get one bag of rice, you dey get groundnut oil, and you dey get Christmas fowl.
Wait.
Stockholm Mega City, dey for Urerin community for Upper Airport Road, Benin City.
It's not even far.
It's not far now. See this one.
It's not far, safe.
Not be smart. It's not far.
But man, they go now. Later now.
No wahala.
So guys, that is the much we can go right now, guys. We only need to key yet, you know, we have our dream. Okay, this is a fantastic opportunity. We all need to key into. It's left for us. I've done my job, awareness for my people, because my priority is to see that I have an Edo that I'll be proud of. I'm a proud Edo man. I'm a proud Edo son. I'm a proud Igodo child. So that's why I want Edo first, Edo second, Edo last in everything that I do. Okay, guys. So it's left for you guys. Come out, take a decision, get across to my diaspora, or our leader, every Sedikin, or call Israel Semota. Discuss with them. They're going to give you the right information on what we need to do, how we can be able to come together and do this cooperative. This is going to work. We already have a doctor, and it's vast. It's not just a quack. It's a trained, vetted doctor, veterinary doctor. So that alone has already given us a edge, who will come around there, and he has promised to actually, like you say, I talked to him, and if people are up to 20 or 30, cooperative in there, he's promised to quit every other of the farms he's building today, and just go sit. We'll build an office for him in our farm. He's stationed in our farm and help us manage the farm. Fantastic. Okay, if I'm out of tension, he actually managed my farm for me. So if I'm out of time for nothing in Nigeria, he's the one that is there. He does everything for me also. So I think he doesn't have an office in my place. Not talk of now, have an office in the environment where he lives in. He'll be there Monday to Friday, like a regular job, come in 8 o'clock, sit there and do everything he needs to do and go home. So guys, I think this is a great opportunity for us to actually buy into and make the good out of it, guys. Okay? So if you're interested, like I said again, get across to Mami Diaspora or every said again and others. So let's start from there and see what we can do. Thank you, guys. So on Thursday, please, if you are interested in buying land, so we are having an offer right now. Our plot of land we're supposed to, and we are doing the Christmas bonanza, for our people. Okay. So if you want to buy land, you can come to us at Stockholm Mega City, and we'll give you a plot of land for 700,000 with a lot of goodies that go with it. You're going to have a bag of rice, a live chicken, and a 4-liter of groundnut oil for the Christmas. So that is the offer we are giving. Just to the